welcome back to the wood shop. You guys glad to be here tonight? I said, are you guys glad to be here tonight? You guys are a lot more excited the rest of the week. I just can't quite hear you.
Because you're wearing headphones.
What?
You're wearing headphones!
Hang on, what?
You're wearing headphones!
Oh, I'm wearing my headphones. You guys are right. Well, I'm so glad you guys are back with us tonight. It's our last night here in the wood shop, and we've had a lot of fun this week, right? Yeah. So, let's talk about some things we've learned this week. The first thing, what's the first thing we need to do? That's right, we've got to have plans, just like God provided the plans for the Israelites so that they could build what?
The temple.
The tabernacle, the tabernacle. God gives us the plans that we need so that we can build strong lives and we can build a strong church. Alright, so we've got the plans. What do we need next to get started? Tools, that's right. We need tools and supplies. And God provides us with all the tools and supplies that we need to build those strong lives. Just like He gave Nehemiah and the Israelites everything that they needed to rebuild the walls in Jerusalem. Alright, so we've got our plans. We've got our tools. So once we're ready to build, what's the first thing we have to do? That's right, we got to lay a foundation. Just any kind of foundation?
No, a good sturdy foundation.
That's exactly right, a good sturdy foundation. And you know, we can build a good sturdy foundation in our lives on the Word of God, on the story of Jesus. Just like the wise man who built his house on the rock. And so when life gets hard and life gets tough, we won't fall down because we're built on that strong foundation. Alright, so we've got our plans, our tools, we've laid our foundation. Now it's time to really build the church up. It's time to really build our lives. You know what? God is going to help us along the way. He's going to make it grow. Jesus tells us a story about how we can grow ourselves and how we can grow His church as well. It's about a farmer who cast his seeds all over the place to make sure that some of them would be planted somewhere where they could grow.
Oh, what a beautiful day for some gardening.
Oh, what a nice day for some growing. I wonder why she put me so close to the road, though. Sometimes I just don't understand that.
Well, hey! Yeah, this looks like a great place to grow.
What are you talking about? There's nothing here. There's not even enough water.
What are you talking about? The soil here is great. Didn't you see how fast I grew?
Oh, yeah, but yeah, you ain't got no roots.
Didn't you see how, man, it is hot out here. I mean, it is really hot. I mean, it's hot. Feel a little faintish. Cool it down a little bit. Cool it down. Man, I do not feel good. Woo!
Well, it's because your roots are all tangled up in the rocks, and you can't get your proper nutrients you need. And well, basically it's this, if you can't handle the heat, you gotta get out of the garden.
I'm gonna lay down. Gonna lay down.
Me too.
Good morning, world. What's so good about it? Well, this is the day that the Lord has made, so it's great.
Well, hello there. Welcome to our soil.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, once the sun comes up and the rain stops coming down and the farmer stops coming around, you'll see just how much of a blessing it is.
Oh, that doesn't sound so great.
But don't you worry. We'll take good care of you here. There's plenty of room for you. Keep your mind busy.
Like what? What kind of thing?
Well, we got friends and parties and nice things in the soil.
That sounds so great!
But pretty soon, before you know it,
You'll be just like one of us.
hey! You guys all right back there?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. The birds are far away, and there's enough soil for my roots, and there's no rocks and thorns around here.
This is a great place for growing good, strong plants.
Hey, you guys! I found a good spot over here.
Ah!
Wow, these plants really grew. All I did was throw some seeds out there and God provided the soil and sunlight that they needed to grow big and strong. If they keep growing like this, I'll have a whole field for harvest in no time.
And so Jesus told us this story so that we could know how it's going to be when we try to build His church. If we cast our seeds out everywhere, if we tell everybody about Jesus, some of those people may not understand. Some of those people may not take to it. But some of them will definitely grow. You remember the first type of soil? Or you remember the first type of seed? What happened to it? Anybody remember?
Got eaten up by birds.
Yeah, the birds came and scooped it up away before it could ever really grow. That's like a person who hears the Word of God and it just doesn't sink in. And then Satan comes along with temptation and just snatches it right away. What about the second kind of soil? Do you remember what happened there? It was... Remember, it was the rocky soil. That's right. So, the plant shot up really quickly. It's like a person who hears the Word of God and is excited about it. But you know what happened? It didn't have a firm foundation like we talked about yesterday. And so when times got hard and times got rough, it just withered up and died. What about that third kind of soil? Do you remember? What was wrong with it? It was a thorny soil. And those seeds, it grew up pretty nice, but there were too many thorns and weeds around, and they came and choked it out until it was just another dead weed. That's like a person who hears the Word of God and understands it and accepts it, but then they see what's going on in the world and they say, I think I like that better than Jesus. And then they forget all about Jesus. But that's not where it ends. There was another kind of soil, the good soil, right? And that's where the last plant landed. And you know what it was able to do there? It grew up big and strong and had nice deep roots and a great foundation. And it was even able to help other plants grow. That's like you guys, I hope. So when you hear the Word of God, you take it out to everyone around you. You grow up big and strong and you help other people to grow up big and strong in the world as well. And before you know it, you've got a whole field full of great plants. And that's how we build the church. Using God's plans, using the tools He provides us, when we have a great foundation and when we're willing to share the Word of God with the people around us. Thank you guys so very much for coming to VBS. We're still under construction, so we got a lot of work to do tonight. Let's get back to it. Thank you.